Hey PlayStation gamers, we've got some exciting news regarding the PS5 Pro again, and specifically a certain game on the PS5 Pro, and that game is Horizon Forbidden West PS5 Pro update. It is absolutely massive, and one thing that's interesting about it is that Guerilla Games used their own upscaling technology in the PS5 Pro, and according to Digital Foundry, the leading basically company or website that tracks all this sort of stuff, has basically said it is the best upscaling technology we've ever seen. We're going to be diving into it, looking at some game comparisons of this. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. I'm Blaze2K. Hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Let's go. But before we get to the video, guys, check all the links down below in the video description for the best tech you could find, hands down. We've got all the best tech of the year, all the best PS5 Pro accessories and PS5 accessories, all the best Steam Deck accessories if that's your thing, and the best coffee ever made by mankind with nootropic mushrooms that just improves your health. And talking of health, if you want to invest in your sleep and your health overall, the best smart ring that tracks your sleep and tracks basically a bunch of body metrics for you, the Ultra Human Ring Air. Use my links down below to save money right now. Click them, click them, click them. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. So this article here over on Eurogamer.net, I think they're like a subsidiary, or at least the same company as the same company that owns Digital Foundry on Eurogamer, right? So the Horizon games on PS5 Pro feature some of the best upscaling technology we've seen. As you know, with PSSR, it's been kind of in the news lately for being bad. A lot of game developers have actually removed or disabled PSSR because we've seen shimmering, artifacts with the grass, and very issues with really dense environments. So there's a lot of small things and you're moving through the environment. We're seeing them shimmer and have all these visual artifacts that just aren't great. That's been an ongoing issue with upscaling technologies like AMD's FSR, DLSS for NVIDIA GPUs and PC, and obviously PSSR is now the younger sibling of this whole upscaling technology family, right? PSSR is new, it's AI, it's Sony's own technology that they're really pushing for a lot of their games, and we're starting to see developers pull that back now because we're seeing it as a very immature technology as far as, you know, how it handles a lot of these issues that have been, you know, persistent in other technologies. Not to say that it won't improve, and I keep saying that. Give PSSR a chance. They're, you know, developers aren't fully disabling it. They're giving you the option to turn it off or on and go back to the FSR, the technology they used in the PS5, the original PS5, and that's kind of good. It's good developers are giving us the option, and anyways, Guerilla Games chose though to work on their own technology, and let's cover that in this video. So how does Guerilla Super Resolution stack up to PC's DLSS and AFSR? Let's talk about it. So Horizon Forbidden West has received a PS5 Pro patch, and the game represents one of the best looking and most interesting efforts we've seen on the new console. After all, developers of Guerilla Games are famous for their use of checkerboard rendering on PS4 and PS5, and they've now moved on to something completely new. But it's not PSSR. Really interesting, since this is a Sony first-party title. The upscaler introduced on PS5 Pro that has been used in so many other PS5 Pro enhanced games, instead its own solution, a kind of super Guerilla Guerilla Super Resolution, if you will, and it represents one of the cleanest reconstructed image quality we have seen on consoles. But just how good is it? We decided to find out. So to refresh your memory on Horizon Forbidden West and PS5, it includes performance and resolution modes. The differences, we covered this in a previous video. The new update, the PS5 Pro update for Horizon Forbidden West, the remaster, looks absolutely freaking stunning. And on PS5 Pro, it looks even better. I didn't even realize it could get better. It already looks stunning on the PS5, the base PS5. As you know, it's a PS4 game. It looks absolutely stunning on the PS5, but on the PS5 Pro, absolutely perfect. And basically, since a patch in summer 2022, performance mode on base PS5 has run at a circa 1800p checkerboard with dynamic resolution scaling, trading a bit of image quality and stability for a 60 FPS update rate that makes the game much smoother to play. Now, the new Performance Pro mode keeps the same 60 FPS, but increases clarity substantially with an internal resolution of around 1440p. This mode boasts improved subpixel detail, better texture clarity, and better anti-aliasing, which is particularly noticeable on transparencies like foliage. The temporal stability is also improved, meaning the image suffers from fewer instances of artifacts or breakup. And finally, the screen space reflections and depth of field effects is also noticeably improved, without the characteristic checkerboard pattern in SSR or shimmer in depth of field, an issue we've seen with other upscaling technologies. And you might have seen yourself, if you have the PS5 Pro and some of the games have been getting PS5 Pro patches, there have been some graphical issues, as Digital Foundry have been pointing out for a while. So yeah, without All things combined, you can examine the image from only a few inches away without spotting any imperfections, save for some minor ghosting with foliage. It's impressive stuff. Of course, the PS5 has already had a mode that boasted better image quality and stability. The resolution mode, this is limited to 30 FPS, of course, but how does it fare against the new Performance Pro mode? In short, the difference is minimized but still exists. The old resolution mode, which was often a native 4K, is slightly sharper, has better screen space reflections, but the Performance Pro mode still has its benefits in terms of image stability and anti-aliasing. There's also a Resolution Pro mode on the PS5 Pro, which offers the same native 4K and 30 FPS update refresh rate as the old Resolution mode, but with the new anti-aliasing method. This looks a touch sharper and has those better screen space reflections, but the sacrifice of having your frame rate is ultimately too costly to really recommend. And as even Guerilla's own tech director said to us, the PS5 Pro preview event, friends don't let friends play at 30 FPS. Or 30 hertz. Friends don't let friends play at 30 hertz. 30 hertz needs to die. And unless you're playing on a handheld like the Steam Deck, I don't mind 30 hertz. It actually runs okay. I'm happy to make that compromise to play games, AAA games at least, on a handheld. That's something I'm willing to take, at least for now, until the handhelds get a little bit more powerful. But happily, both Performance and Pro Resolution Pro run at an almost perfect lock for their chosen frame rates. We only managed to get the game to drop a single frame in an intense fight at 60 FPS, while the 30 FPS mode was 100% perfect outside of the usual frame drops on camera cuts we see in many games. You could also unlock the frame rate in the Performance Pro mode by turning on 120Hz VRR support in the PS5 menus, which sees the game run into the 70s at points, but also drop below 60 FPS on occasion. With VRR to smooth things out, you're taking fuller advantage of the power on offer with slightly higher internal resolutions or frame rates, but it's not a huge change either way. Yeah, VRR is a game changer, especially if you're playing a game that has dynamic frame rates, frame rates that go up and down. It just smooths it all out. It's hard to explain unless you see it in person. My LG TV back there has VRR. The ROG Ally handheld gaming PC has VRR. It can't be understated how important and how just nice it makes games feel, especially running at lower frame rates. But yeah, according to Eurogamer and Digital Foundry here, based on side-by-side comparisons, it's managed to deliver something extremely similar to DLSS on PC, though the chances are that machine learning is not involved. Such a solution already exists, and that's PSSR, and we have doubts that Guerrilla would have trained its own neural network. NVIDIA's solution handles particle trails better, but Guerilla's better handles reflections and water with smoother and less aliased results. Guerilla Upscaler also fares marginally better in terms of motion, though the tiny amount of motion blur forced on in the PS5 version does confound the comparison somewhat. The FSR versus GSR comparison is more heavily in favor of what Guerilla has managed on PS5, with FSR tending to overaccumulate, leading to blurry grass when the camera is stationary and softer results in general, but still a perfectly acceptable result overall. It's an impressive result for the homegrown solution, and again, it's good to see that developers, first-party studio developers at PlayStation, are working on their own upscaling technology, especially in times where maybe PSSR or AMD FSR isn't doing too great. It's good that they're taking it into their own hands and basically, trying to make the game just run and look better with their own upscaling tech. I think it's pretty good. I think upscaling is obviously going to be more and more prevalent as we push towards 8K gaming and 8K TVs. So it's good to see that developers are sort of experimenting with what they can do, what they can't do, and taking advantage of different upscaling methods. Like I said, I'm glad that a lot of developers, especially PS5 Pro enhanced games, and their developers are giving you the option to choose AMD FSR on one hand or use PSSR, and then if you're Guerilla Games, making your own upscaler too. I think we're going to see more and more game options come into games, just like the PC versions, that give you control over, what frame rates you want to pick. Do you want to prioritize visuals, frame rate, resolution, all that sort of stuff, upscaling technologies? We're seeing more and more options get put into your hands, and I think that's a good thing. They do need to dumb it down a little bit for people who maybe aren't tech geeks like me and you, or if you're watching this video, they need to dumb it down and have dumb options like that for people to pick and make things simple. But I do like an advanced mode like we do have on PC gaming, where we can go in and tweak different settings and graphical settings just to get it looking the way we want it to look and run the way we want it to run. I think that's ultimately a good thing. But yeah, it's an impressive result of the homegrown solution that Guerilla Games has worked on. The studio said that it's developed the technique for its own future titles, then backported it to Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered and Forbidden West, so it'll be fascinating to see whether it'll be deployed elsewhere or even by other Sony internal studios in the future. So that is super exciting. good news for the PS5 Pro. It just shows you PS5 Pro's got a lot of options. If you see some bad news about the PS5 Pro, don't take it to heart. Don't dismiss the PS5 Pro altogether. It's a pretty powerful piece of tech, and yeah, if you have the money and you have the TV, check out my LG C4 and C3 TV down below in the video description. Check that out. It's on my list as well, that Amazon list I told you about. Get yourself a really good TV upgrade if you can this Christmas. There's still time. There's 6 days till Christmas. Anyways, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Keep gaming. Keep having fun. Hopefully you're having a safe, warm, cozy Christmas. And I'll see you in the next video. Come join me on stream as well every day around lunchtime, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time, where I'll be playing some PUBG, playing some Stalker 2, maybe playing some campaign games, and just having an all-round fun time. And we're also going to be having a members movie night for all our members. So if you want to support and join these wonderful people here on my right hand side that support the channel by being members, come join us for movie night. We're watching a Christmas movie. We're not going to be streaming it on YouTube. We're just going to be like watching it together and talking in the chat about it together, and I'll maybe switch the camera over to me laying on my sofa over there watching it on TV as you guys, you know, chat and watch it with me, and we'll all pause at the same time and stuff, get the movie up at the same time and play at the same time. It should be fun. Anyways, I love you. See you in the next one. I'm Blazed. Okay, goodbye. Let's go. And Merry Christmas.